was going to start this by singing an old First World War song about "I'll be downhearted, no." But I don't think my voice is that good. But I'll just sing one line. Are we downhearted? No. No, we're not downhearted. After yesterday's elections, we're not downhearted. Not in the slightest. Why should we be? Why should we moan? We've got a lot to do. Yeah, of course we've got a tremendous amount to do. But don't moan about it. Yesterday's local elections. It can hardly be counted as representative of what will happen in the general election. I'm sure all the media pundits out there will tell you that it can be, and they'll use it as a way of absolutely ensuring, for no doubt whatsoever, that Labour's had it. Corbyn's a liability, as we all know, and El Gato the cat is a Marxist communist sympathiser who wants to take the place of Prince Philip now that he's retired, and secretly assassinate the Queen by getting his claws into her. Just something, though, that I think is probably worth mentioning and thinking about. I put a post on this morning on the anti-conservative site, and it seems to have attracted a few likes. And I was just trying to work out, as many of us are, why working class people vote Tory. I have one explanation. There are others. Please feel free to add. I put it down to a case of Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome. You remember when the hostages were taken in Stockholm by the captors, and after a while they began to sort of identify with the captors. Some of them actually became almost friendly with the captors. They saw their human characteristics, and apparently this is something we as human beings can do in very stressful situations. We can identify with our captors, those who are holding us hostage. We may actually be seeing that as a way to ensure that we are the last of the hostages to be taken out and shot. I reckon that's why a lot of working class people vote Tory. I put it down to Stockholm syndrome. They think, first of all, I'm all right, Jack. They're usually encouraged by this particular capitalist society to be very aspirational. They think that the foreman's job is theirs. They think that counting the corporate beans for a change might actually be left up to them. So they can go round and count all the workers at the workstations tapping on their keyboards. They can go round talking about, get your bums on the seats. Yep. Sort of 21st century overseer who thinks that the next promotion is always theirs, and the next step up in the housing market is always theirs, and they're really going to get it. Well, I think what these people don't seem to realise is at the moment, perhaps because they do suffer from Stockholm syndrome, they are only a matter of a few inches further from that advancing tide of misery that is going to inflict itself upon them. We're already paddling in the volcanic ash, yeah? Our feet are already getting roasted. That's not a problem, especially if, like me, you're sick or disabled or mentally ill or anything like that. We know we're having a little paddle in the volcanic ash, and we're just being scorched and left out to die by the Tories. But those people just a little bit higher up, it hasn't got through to them yet that their turn will come. It's pretty obvious when it's going to come, isn't it? It's going to come when there's no NHS, when the person who's the supervisor at work suddenly realises that their aged parent has had to sell their house to pay for private health care as they descend into their dementia. And of course, the person who's looking for the supervisor position can't go home to take care of mum or dad because they've got to work every hour there is just to maintain where they are in the company. So these people don't realise it now. When they vote Tory, they might be okay for a bit longer. Yeah, they'll probably be fine. You know, they'll almost certainly keep taking their 2, maybe 3 holidays a year. They'll be absolutely fine. And of course, as somebody else said, the fantastic thing for them then is they can look down upon other people, because British do like looking down on people, don't they? They can go, I'm middle class now. They're not. They're aspirational working class, yeah? But they can then look down on people. So my theory is they don't know what is going to happen to them. Believe me, the only people in this society who will be properly looked after, properly housed, properly fed, and entitled to anything like a quality of life will be the extremely rich 1% who will then own everything. The rest of us will be, well, we already are, but we'll be even more slaves to their corporate empires, yeah? So if you're thinking about voting Tory, and you are that kind of working class person, think about it. They'll come for you next.